I'm Chris Williams from Cyclone Fanatic and a proud Iowa State graduate from the class of 2007. No one shows up like Iowa State fans.
And Cyclones support Cyclones on and off the field.
Your gift can provide scholarships to students, fund groundbreaking research. We could even drum up opportunities for the marching band. Visit MoveWhatMatters.com to learn how you can make an impact today.
Hello everybody, welcome to pregame from Hilton Coliseum, and let me tell you, it is a monstrosity outside. One of the worst walks you'll ever make in the history of your life. Rain just pissing sideways, turning to snow, and this freaking place is going to be sold out tonight. You got to freaking love it. Iowa State and BYU, two top 25 teams, have a hell of a lot to play for when they tip off in about 30 minutes from now. We are presented, as always, by our friends at Channel Seed. God bless them. Backing me on Iowa Everywhere. They're supporting our coverage of the Cyclones here on Cyclone Fanatic. Thank you to Channel Seed. I'll be here post-game, immediately following the game, to bring you my insights on what we see here courtside from Hilton Coliseum. We are also presented by Keen Project Solutions. Thank them for their support. They've got a brand new spot they're opening in Kansas City coming up. I'm going to be in Kansas City next week. Keen Project Solutions, think different, thinkkeen.com. And also my friends Clay and Chase Natuzel at Raymond James. If you need a financial advisor, start planning that future for your family. Remember my friends Clay and Chase Natuzel. Clay, cheers to you. I'm sure you're drinking a Cody Road right now to get ready for this Cyclone BYU game. A lot on the line tonight. The double bye in the Big 12 tournament. That more or less is on the line tonight. Now there's weird things that could happen potentially, but the double bye is on the line tonight. We're gonna go with that. BYU's won 6 games in a row, and somehow they come into Hilton Coliseum tonight, a 9-point underdog against the Cyclones. That's what the metrics say. I don't think the metrics. Listen, yeah, I think that line's too many points. I do. However, if you look at when Iowa State has been healthy, playing at Hilton Coliseum, when all their players are here, they're blowing teams out this year, right? They were dinged up against Kansas State. You have to kind of they more or less killed Marquette. They killed Arizona. They killed Kansas. It's what they do to good teams at Hilton Coliseum. So that's what Vegas sees. I get it. I have a lot of respect for this BYU team. Aries, I have a lot of respect for this BYU team. It is not a fluke the way that they are playing. You look in the metrics, they are a top 5 team in the country in the last 3 weeks of college basketball. If you look in the last month, they're a top 5 team in the country. Okay? This is a team that has Final Four potential, and they come into Hilton Coliseum tonight looking to make a statement. This would be a monstrous win for the BYU Cougars if they could get it tonight on the road in Ames. We'll break down the matchup for you as the Cyclones are getting ready to take the floor here for their senior day presentations. That's going to happen very quickly, and I'll probably try and keep pregame to a little bit of a more brief show, as I gotta support my main man, the CEO Conrad Hawley. God bless him. One of my all-time favorite Cyclones. Going to be going through senior day here in just a little bit. Your matchup tonight looks like this. BYU, an elite shooting team, an elite offensive team. One of the best offensive teams that Iowa State will see all season long, even throughout the NCAA tournament. They're ranked 12th right now. Let's conference only. Boom. The number 1 offense in the Big 12 conference belongs to the BYU Cougars, and that is not a fluke. Bloom's talked about it a lot the last couple of weeks, as we've both been narrowed in on BYU because we really like what this team brings to the table offensively. Beautiful NBA sets. They shoot the ball really well. Iowa State, though, can exploit them down low. This has to be a big night for the presidents and the enforcer. The enforcer is Grant Chatfield, of course. That's where Iowa State really has an edge over this BYU team. So let's watch and see how the game is officiated tonight as well. Because when it comes to sheer physicality, Iowa State has an advantage. I'll get you your officials up on Twitter the second I get off of this feed for you. Listen, of course we're going to keep looking at Iowa State turning the basketball over too much. That has been a theme really throughout conference play. I guess I'm kind of at the point now where they are who they are. This is an Iowa State team. We can't compare it to last year's team that would turn it over 7 or 8 times a game. Can't do it anymore. These guys are who they are. However, with that, they have a higher ceiling than they did a year ago. Maybe have a little bit of a lower floor if you're playing an inferior team in the NCAA tournament. Let's not think about that yet, because you got a big game tonight against this BYU squad where it's a quad one opportunity for the Cyclones. You're adding to the NCAA tournament resume if you can get this win here tonight. Most importantly, I think that double bye in Kansas City is huge, because we've all been there and done that enough where you've watched Iowa State consistently put together long runs in the Big 12 tournament, which is great. I'm never going to be the guy that says, yeah, I'd like to lose in the first round of the Big 12 tournament. I'll never do that. However, 4 games in 4 days is a lot. And if Iowa State were to play on Wednesday, would it shock you if they put 4 together? It wouldn't me. Hilton South. That's what happens. So get tonight's win. You're kind of playing with house money at Kansas State at that point. You really are. It doesn't really matter that final game of the season in Manhattan at that point. Get the double bye tonight. You feel really good about yourself, I believe, with a win over a good Arizona squad and what I think is a better BYU team. They don't have the cachet that Arizona brings. I think, well, BYU beat them like 2 weeks ago. So, right, it was a fluky bad call, all that stuff. I think BYU is a better team than Arizona. This is a massive challenge tonight for Iowa State. Crowd looks like it's going to be pretty good considering the weather. The students are almost filled in all the way to the top. I think it's going to be we still have 20 minutes until the buzzer goes off here. I think it's going to be a ruckus, sold-out Hilton Coliseum on a Tuesday night. So let's get after it. Iowa State and BYU. We appreciate you all hanging out with us here on the Channel C pregame show. I will be back immediately following this game. And just so you know, we will have a Williams and Bloom Wednesday coming up tomorrow. So we'll have a complete breakdown of everything coming up first thing tomorrow morning. Most of you are going to be stuck at home. All the schools are getting canceled. I know that they have canceled class, at least physical class up here at Iowa State, which doesn't happen very often. So let's make sure everybody gets home safely. Coming up to Hilton, if you're watching at home, you should just stay there. Probably a good move for you guys, as it's going to get nasty out there on the way home. My name is Chris Williams, Aiden Wyatt producing, and I will be here right after the game. Appreciate you guys. Go Cyclones.